What's up, people? What is up? Hello. I need to change audio settings. Oh my god. Hello. You can hear now. Hello. And welcome back. I'm running an email. What do you mean you're running an email, Kupos? Also, hi, Kupos. And hi, your average anime addict on YouTube. I'm lurking. You're lurking. Ah. Lurky, lurky. Alright, but... Hello. And hi, Faye. Hi, Chicken Faye. Hello. And welcome to Witch on the Holy Night. Welcome back, actually. If you are somehow, or not even somehow, because my video absolutely fucking popped off. If you are new to the stream, every Sunday we do Witch on the Holy Night as kind of like a late night, you know, chillax stream, especially after, you know, a really long week or whatever. It's kind of just like for me to actually read this thing, since I spent $40 on it. One, for me to actually read it, and two, just as a nice little chillax to the end of the week. And then the start of a new one. So this happens every single Sunday if you are new. If you are not new, welcome back. We are on... What is it? This is stream... 3? 4? One, 2, 3. Yeah, this is 4. So this is week 4. Of Witch on the Holy Night. So yeah. How is everybody though? How's everybody doing? Everyone doing well? Ay, ay, ay. Pretty sure everyone's doing alright. Search for bookmark. Yeah, we have to go through here. We didn't do much. We didn't get far last time purely because I was EP Day writing a story myself. Ooh, good, nice. Can't wait to see how that one turns out. Go for the Freds. What the fuck? What? Hello? Why are we? What? Oh, okay. Yeah. So, how many? Alright, so I have 6 slots. So, we're on stream 4, so we're here. We didn't do much last time purely because it was my first week as an affiliate, and I was mostly trying things out, and we were kind of just like goofing off the entire time, so we didn't really do much progression. But today, I kind of want to do a little bit of progression. So there won't be much yappage. There'll be more reading this time around. If that makes any sort of sense. Oh. I may need to do a quick pause, you know, like... I might need to do a quick pause, like halfway, maybe halfway through the stream. I'm not sure. I'll have to see. But, I want to jump right into it. I don't want to wait too long. Because then I'm going to have to do something real quick. But, yeah. Let's go. Yes, I want to learn this data. So let's just go right into it. I've tried to cut back, but a lot of people take off at the end of the year, so they often ask me to fill in for their shifts. He shrugged helplessly. It was obvious from his words that he'd been busy. Even if it was not going crazy, lack of sleep could have caused him to daydream, even if this all did go down in the middle of the night.
なんだか大変そうだな、操縦を。
Sounds tough, Sojiro.
ああ、実はかなり参ってる。都会の暮らしは深刻だ。
Yeah, city life has been exhausting. Sojiro nodded with a pained look on his face. What was strange, however, was that he did not look the. What was strange, however, was that he did not look the least bit tired.
泣き言言わねえのは感心するけどな。お前、新郎は顔に出ないたちか？
I'm impressed you never complain about it. You always look like nothing bothers you at all.
そりゃ、新郎はどこも痛まないからね。
Oh, that's because it's not as bad. That's just because it isn't bad enough to bother me. As he answered, Sojiro looked up at the clock at the wall. On the wall. Not at the wall. On the wall. Lunchtime was almost over.
飛び丸、時間だ。
Tobimaru, time.
ああ、もうそんなに経ったか。気にせず先に行ってていいぜ。俺はまだ用があるからよ。
Really? It's that late already? You can go on ahead. I still have a few things to do. Sojiro watched as Tobimaru made a gesture that seemed to lament the life of a student council member. His eyes looked as if they were looking at a piece of art and not understanding its value.
授業をサボれる身分っていうのは羨ましいな。
The fuck? Who's... Oh my god, I need to turn that off. I'm jealous that you can just skip class whenever you want.
そういうの、飛び丸が嫌いな手抜きじゃないのか？
I would have thought you were a stickler for the rules.
そりゃ誤解も甚だしい。俺の欠席は手抜きじゃねえ。特権ってやつだと言ったろ。
How many times do I have to tell you? Stop skipping when I've got special permission. The vice president angrily defended himself as he stood up. The transfer student merely gazed at him, unfazed.
おいおい、あれだけ説明したのに全然分かってなかったのか？
Hey, you're not honestly implying you still don't understand after all that, are you?
しょうがねえ。まず座れ。いいか、ソノジ。
Oh well, just sit down and listen, Sonoji.
常人を上回る英気と幸運を兼ね備えながら、座することなく精進してきた俺でも、ここを卒業しちまえば、裸一貫になっちまうんだぞ。
I was granted talent and luck beyond that of most, but I always put the work in. But once I leave here, I'm on my own. Now do you get it?
ひでえ話だ。
I'm sick of explaining this to people.
てめえの家柄を活用できんのは、あと1年ちょいだけなんだぜ。これの一体どこが羨ましいってんだ。
My family's status will only keep me afloat for one more year. What about that could you possibly envy?
普通一生続くはずの親の七光ってやつが、俺の場合はたった3年間しかねえんだからな。
Most people can live off privilege for their entire lives, but the best I get is 3 measly years.
となりゃ、有効なうちに使っておかなきゃ、もったいなくておちおち眠ってもいられねえ。
So I have to take advantage of what I have while I have it.
ああ、嫌だ嫌だ。何が嫌かって、バカどもとガン首並べて金勘定するのが嫌だ。たく、嫉妬渦巻く大人の世界じゃ、俺のオブラートみたいな心なんてパックリ飲まれて溶けちまうこと受け合いだろうさ。
Just the thought of having to count beans just like the rest of the idiots out there gets me livid. The adult world is gonna kill me. The envy alone will be enough to destroy my fragile heart. Well, he must have been joking. Sojiro took his tone to be completely sincere. He listened as he envied Tobimaru's ability to be so open about his feelings. From his frame of reference, there was nothing he could do but take Tobimaru for his word. When?
あら、そんな権利なんて留年すればいくらでも引き延ばせるのに。なんなら協力してあげましょうか。この私でよろしければ。
Uh-oh. you're looking to extend your privileges, why not stay in school? I'd be more than happy to arrange that for you. The door to the student council room flew open, washing away Sojiro's half-hearted responses to his friend. This frosty statement destroyed the warm atmosphere of the room. It also marked the abrupt end to Tobibaru's Kiji's reign here, or there.
いや、いい。自分の夢は自分の力だけで叶えようと常々思ってるんだ。
No, I just meant that our dreams are something we take hold of ourselves.
なら今みたいな恥ずかしいこと力説しないでね。廊下にまで聞こえてたわよ、副会長さん。
Really? Then why not spend more time on that than this pathetic display? I could hear you all the way from the hallway, Mr. Vice President. Not missing a beat, Aoko Aozaki stepped inside the room. Her dark hair was slightly disheveled as if she had been running. Her gaze missed the sitting Sojiro entirely, was focusing on the focused completely on the ranting vice president.
頑張れ、飛び丸。
Good luck, Tobimaru. Sojiro quietly got up to head back to his classroom.
割と薄情なんだな、お前って。
That's cold, man. Tobimaru grumbled in front of Aoko.
だって時間がない。
But it's almost time for class.
だから、そういうのが薄情とだな。
She's pissed. You're on your own, buddy. Yeah, literally. Yeah, you're on your own, pal. You're done. Sorry, broski. Man, I just realized something. Hold on, I have to move something over real quick. There we go. Alright. Huh. You're just proving my point. He cut himself off. Aoko briefly shifted her gaze to Sojiro.
時間がないのは私も同じよ。あなたにはいつも振り回される。
It's not like I have time for this either. It's not like I've... What? Why is there 2 commas there? That's weird. It's not like I have time for this either, you know? It feels like I'm always having to clean up after you. Not a complaint. It was her honest opinion.
なんだ？要件は総十郎かよ。
Wait, you're here for Sojiro?
安心なさい。あなたにもあるから。
Oh, God. Don't worry, I'll deal with you next. Yeah, me too, bro. Her eyes shimmered with murderous glee. It was slightly different than her normal sullen gaze, to which Tobimaru had grown accustomed. For whatever reason, Aoko's mood seemed worse than usual.
しずきくん、あなた、走るのと泳ぐの、どっちが好き？
Suzuki, which do you prefer? Running or swimming? Aoko asked abruptly. Sojiro frowned a little before saying he was fine with either one.
ダメよ。一つにして。
That won't do. Pick one.
泳ぐ方かな。けど、どうして？
Swimming, I guess. Why do you ask?
あなたがまだどこの部にも所属してないから。
Because you still haven't joined a club. Oh, fucking what? Hold on. Succinct. A succinct response. Or reply. One that left no room for Sojiro to object.
うちの校則読んだわよね。生徒はただ一人の例外もなく、部活動に参加しなくてはならない。
You've read the school regulations. All students must participate in club activities.
正直どうかと思う校則だけど、決まりは決まりだから。
I'm not a big fan of it myself, but to be honest, but a rule is a rule.
そんな無茶な。悪いけど、そこまでの暇はないんだ。
That's crazy. How could I possibly find the time for that?
でしょうね。
How indeed. And equally... Stop throwing words at me. What the fuck does... What is... Terse? Terse. An equally terse response. She was typically to the point, but Tobimaru... Oh my gosh, excuse me. But Tobimaru got the impression that she was expressly trying to keep her interaction with Sojiro short. They stared at each other in silence. Tobimaru stood breathlessly silent on the sidelines until Sojiro broke the impasse.
青崎は分かってると思ってた。
I thought you, of all people, would understand, Aozaki.
あ、いや違う。きっと分かっているんだな。
I mean, of course you do.
だから、そこが強い。
That fuck ass face. Oh my god, that face is actually killing me. That shit is funny. That shit's so funny. That's what makes you strong. Sojiro stood up from his seat. He walked past Aoko and into the hallway.
それ、明日からでいいんだろ
You mind if I start tomorrow?
しずきくんがいいならね。
Whatever works for you, Shizuki. He did his best to force a smile before leaving the student council room. While watching the events play out, Tobimaru found himself deeply impressed with Sojiro. You could tell from Aoko's behavior that she was trying to get a rise out of Sojiro. Sojiro, on the other hand, didn't react. Heedless of what Aoko was doing, he simply went on his way. To Tobimaru, it was hard to believe that Sojiro had not taken offense. From his point of view, Sojiro's poker face had been the performance of a lifetime.
いや、でも何が強いんだろうな、会長。
Kid has some balls, huh, President? He looked at Aoko curiously. She's pissed off. She's so incredibly pissed. Aoko stood completely still, staring at the wall.
青崎
Hey, Aozaki? Aoko showed no response.
おい、会長。青崎青子女子おい、聞いてんのかよ、青崎青子
Yo, President. Eartha Aozaki. Come in. Come in. Lady Aoko? Ahem. I'm talking to you, Aoko Aozaki.
さいはね、青を呼ぶな。
Enough with the ow 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 already. God. Her fury echoed across the student council room. It was a beautiful sound that could be heard into the hallway and made Tobimaru's rent from earlier pale in comparison.
やかましい。うるせえのはてめえも同じだ。
Look who's talking, Miss Megaphone. Perhaps her shouting was still ringing in his ears, or he was just the type to answer a shout with a shout, but he shot back reflexively.
そんなんだから男の一人もできねえんだよお前は。ほら、目覚めたか？
No wonder you can't get a boyfriend. Do I have your attention now?
別にあなたの声は聞こえてた。煩わしかったから無視してただけよ。黙らせるの面倒だし。
I could hear you before. I was just ignoring you because you were annoying me, and I thought it would be easier to then get you to shut up.
てめえな、俺はカカなんかか、おい。
You've got some nerve. Am I a mosquito to you?
コミュニケーションが成立しない点で言えば、あっちのがまだ上品よね。
Mosquito would offer better company, so no.
ほう、その心は？
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
お互い何を言ってるかわからない。意味のない会話なら、音声みたいなものでしょ？
We never see eye to eye. Talking to you is like going on a date. Both pointless activities. Based on that statement, Aoko must have been under the assumption that dating was the act of two lovers whispering nothing into each other. I can't read. Aoko must have been under the assumption that dating was the act of two lovers whispering nonsense to each other.
問題は、お前にとって意味のある会話ってのがどの程度の価値かってことだが、まあいいか。
The real question is what the hell qualifies as company to you? But whatever.
いつになくきついじゃねえか、青崎。
You're awfully harsh today, Aozaki.
ちょっとね。今愛嬌振りまける状況じゃないのよ。
Maybe a little. This isn't exactly the time to make nice.
不思議だ。この2年間で青崎の愛嬌なんてものは見たことがないんだが。
Funny you mentioned that. Haven't seen you try to be civil at all in the last 2 years.
飛び丸のいない時に振りまいてたの。
Oh, I'm always civil. Just not when you're in the same room.
そうかよ。やっぱりあの時のこと恨んでるんだろう。生徒会長さんはよ。
So that's how it is. You're still upset with me for what happened, aren't you? There was only one thing that Tobimaru could be talking about. The incident that occurred in the student council room this past summer.
ずいぶんと昔の話じゃないそれ。
Huh? Isn't that ancient history at this point?
そんなどうでもいいことに容量を使っちゃもったいないわよ。ただでさえ脳の覚醒部分が少ないのに。
Don't you think you should stop wasting brain power on this? I mean, you've got so few brain cells to work with as it is. As the conversation wore on, Aoko's murderous aura began to fade, and her sharp gaze gave way to a calmer demeanor rarely seen from her. It was quite possibly that nobody besides Tobimaru had ever seen this side of her at school before.
ご忠告どうも。俺だってあんなことは忘れてよ。
Thanks for the concern, Psych. And for the record, it's not like I want to relive it either.
ただ、さっきその字がバカなこと言いやがるから、つい思い出しちまったんだよ。考えてみりゃ場所まで一緒じゃねえか。
It's just when Sonoji was being an idiot earlier, it kind of reminded me of how it went down. Come to think of it, this is the room it happened in. Despite his ranting, his face betrayed a touch of nostalgia. Aoko, on the other hand, was scowling.
ちょっと待って。
Hold on.
あの話、彼にしたの？
You didn't tell him about what happened, did you?
ああ、俺がてめえに、なんで会長になんか立候補したのよ。あんたは副会長って顔でしょ、どう見ても。なんて挑発されて、生涯最高の月をしたところまでな。
Sure did. At least how you mocked my candidacy for president and told me my face had sidekick written all over it. The part where I took the bait and tried my damnedest to punch you for it. Aoko let out a sigh, as if relieved that Tobimaru had not told Sojiro the rest of the story. I want to know the rest of the story. Even she wasn't sure why.
あれは確かにびっくりするぐらいいい月だった。 思わず体が反応しちゃったものね。
I'll admit, that was quite a punch, though. It's enough to make me react on
と
reflex.
ころで、私そんなこと言ったっけ？
Did I really say that, by the way?
言った。しかも俺が保健室に運ばれたのをこれ幸いと強引に副会長にしやがった。
You sure did. Not only that, after I was taken to the infirmary, you had the balls to tell me you did a favor by forcing me to be your number 2. Oh, shit. Since that day, Tobimaro had served as the vice president to the person who usurped the role from him.
いいけどな。俺に会長職は合わねえって分かったし、副会長の方が性に合ってやがる。会長なんてやってたら、危うく親父みたいな野郎になってただろうしよ。
It's fine, though. The president's chair doesn't suit me anyway. I feel much more at home as the vice president. Your job would have probably turned me into my dad.
プライド高い分、できることは全部やるからね、飛び丸は。
Your pride's never allowed you to give anything less than your best.
会長職に先進するあまり、気がついたら優等生になってたあんたも見たかったけど。
Might be a little too comfortable in the student council, though. Makes me wonder how you would have looked as an honor student.
やめてくれ、ゾッとしね。
Don't even go there. Even thinking about it gives me the creeps.
猫かぶるのはお前だけで十分だ。
Being one wolf in sheep's clothing around here is bad enough. Tobimaro shooed Aoko away like an annoying pest. It was a typical example of the crude verbal abuse they exchanged on a daily basis, with a witness that only two longtime foes could manage.
で、なんでそんな話したのよ。
So, why did you tell him?
は？
Tell who what?
半年前のここの事件を。なんで
H.
彼に話したのよ。
Hi, Vex. What's going on? HI. Hi. Why did you tell him what happened between you and me?
ああ、そっちか。いや、あいつがバカなこと口走ったからなんだが。
Oh, that. I was just trying to put a stop to the nonsense he was spewing and... He stopped himself before he said any more. He knew better than to let slip the fact that Sojiro had a thing for Aoka. Everyone knew guys didn't sell each other out like that, even if it was all in truth a misunderstanding. What game you're playing? This is Witch on the Holy Night. So it's a visual novel, so we're doing a lot of reading.
それより、さっきのはないんじゃねえのか、青崎。
Anyway, what the hell was that before, Aozaki?
お前、宗十郎に恨みでもあんの？
That's some grudge you've got against Sojiro.
7日以上前の恨みを引きずるほど、私はお姫様じゃないつもりだけど。
I'm not some princess who goes around holding grudges for something that happened over a week ago, you know. He wanted to retort, but she was... He wanted to retort that she was more like a queen than a princess. But he'd come to know her too well over the past 2 years to dig himself into a hole like that.
恨みはないね。それにしちゃ、恋に喧嘩売ってただろ。なんでだ？
The fuck? Okay. Okay, so why'd you pick a fight with him?
確かに調子の狂うやつだが、あいつほどいいやつはいねえだろうに。
I mean, he does throw you off when you talk to him, but there's not an evil bone in his body.
おい待て。 なんだその足元のシロアリを見るかのような態度は。
Wow. Why are you looking at me like you just stepped at a turd?
別にあんたまでそのセリフを言うのかって心底から見下げ果てただけよ。
Oh, no big reason. When you say that, I was just thinking I've never met such a despicable person in my life.
まあ、いっか。いいやつ、いい人、結構じゃない？喧嘩を売る相手としちゃ上等だわ。誰も憎んであげないなら、私ぐらいそうしないとね。
Well, whatever. So he's a good guy. That makes him the perfect person to pick a fight with. If nobody else will do it, the job falls to me, right? She said casually, having regained her composure.
しないとねってお前。
You just can't help yourself, huh? Tobimaru could not follow her reasoning at all. Tobimaru was used to Aoko's erratic trains of thought, but hating Sojiro for no reason seemed needlessly cruel. His friend's naive and innocent face came to mind. Then he blurted.
けど宗十郎は青崎が好きなんだぜ。それでも嫌いなのか？
Sojiro has taken a shine to you, Aozaki. How could you hate him, knowing that? His vow of silence that lasted not even 2 minutes.
いや、今のはな、青崎。
Oh, Tobimaru. Tobimaru, you're supposed to be the guy. You're supposed to be the guy. What are we doing? We've lost it. Hold on, I'm watching something real quick. Wait a minute. Nice. Lost Bros status. I just realized this is on the bottom. You guys can, like, see what I tab out. Game aside, do you think you yourself are a femboy? No? No. I don't usually think that. Hello, Schmerl YT. Hello. Hello, Hunter. I'm trying to find something real quick, because I saw something that was really funny, and I want to respond. I don't know if I saved it, though, and I'm, like, kind of mad. I don't think I saved it. Boo. Why do you sound so mad? Do I? Okay, just wondering, not gonna lie, since you kind of have potential. I have potential to be a femboy. Okay. Alright, bro. Oh, what I meant was... She had to take it back, but it was too late. She had heard his words loud and clear. All he could hope for now was that she would take it well.
そりゃそうでしょ。好き嫌いは誰にもあるし。
Because I like what I like and dislike what I don't like.
けどこればかりはね。彼が私と仲良くしたいって言っても、私は嫌いなんだから仕方ない。
Just because he wants to be friends doesn't mean I have to suddenly like him. Stone cold Alco. I'm just saying. No, I hear you. I hear you. Tobimaro found himself filled with indignation at how detached Alco was being.
いや、そんなお友達感覚の話じゃなくてだな。
Don't you get it? This isn't just about friendship.
そういう好き嫌いじゃなくて、その字は本気でお前に惚れてるって言ったんだよ。
And I didn't mean he only likes you either. Believe me when I say that, Sonoji really has a thing for you. He shouted, his face the embodiment of sincerity. Alco gave him a blank stare. It was the face of someone who had lost their wallet hours earlier and was only just realizing it now. The first instant of doubt that ushers in the reality of the situation. But an instant is all it was.
Ne?
So what? She answered coolly, as if she had no idea why it should matter to her at all.
出ときたか。鬼でもなけりゃ悪魔だな。お前って女は。よかろう。聞こえなかったのならもう一度言ってやる。
So what? So what? Were you born in hell? I assume you didn't hear me, so I'll say it again. Sojiro! Tobimaro gave up any pretense of masculine solidarity and fired back hard.
いいわよ、そんなの。つまらないもの。
Don't bother, I couldn't care less. She ruthlessly cut him off. Thinking of the boys who still harbored unrequited love for Aoko, Tobimaro tried hard to come up with a name befitting the demoness in front of him.
なるほどね。それでさっきの話に結びつくわけだ。
Now I see. So that's why you told him about our little incident.
へえ。柄にもなく友達思いじゃない？殿下。
Who could have thought His Highness could be so considerate to his friends?
ってことは、聞くも無残、語るも無情っていう私の噂話、教えてあげたんでしょ？
I bet you also told him all the nasty rumors floating about me, huh? She laughed as a fiendish smile adorned her face. Tobimaru repented to God, whoever and wherever he or she might be, for ever bringing up Aoko's love life.
飛び丸にしちゃ正しい判断ね。褒めてあげるから、
Uh-oh.
どんな話をしたのか聞きたいな、私。
You did the right thing, Tobimaru. Now be a good little vice president and tell me every single thing you told him. She was smiling, but Tobimaru wished she had tried to at least try to hide the bloodlust.
代表作と
Bloodlust, like the
当時の
level.
事件を2つばかり。
It's just like the level. Oh my god. So epic and so cool. So cool. So cool. Just two things, really. The story you're most infamous for, and what happened in this room. Aoko nodded with satisfaction as she listened to Tobimaru's hesitant answer.
こういう時、噂話って便利よね。うるさいのを追っ払ってくれるから。でも、
I
そんな
scratched something I
話を
wasn't
考え
supposed to
なしで
scratch.
広めたら大変だか
Ow.
ら、これからは気をつけてね。
Rumors like those can come in handy sometimes. You can use them sometimes. You can use them. I think that's a typo. And it's supposed to say you can use them to... You can use them to chase off annoying people. Be careful who you just be careful about who you tell, okay? Had this been in writing, the chillingly sweet tone of her words could have been signed with a heart. Whether angry or happy. Oh my god, hi sleeps. Hi sleeps dots. No sleep. Whether angry or happy, Awazaki spoke in a disturbingly cute manner when she was in a heightened emotional state. Tomimaru took note of this new discovery, aware that it did nothing to get him out of the situation. Don't worry, I value my life, so I'll shut my mouth. But Aozaki, do you really hate Sojiro that much? He knew that it was a topic he would be better off avoiding. He tried asking anyway. The bonds between men, at times, shine more beautifully than a pearl.
まあ、好きじゃないから嫌いっていうわけじゃないけど、私が彼のことを嫌う理由は自分でもわからない。
Well, I might not like him. That doesn't mean I hate him. I'm not even sure why I feel the way I do.
だからダメなのね、きっと。
Which is probably the problem. Perhaps to placate? I'm gonna say placate. Perhaps to placate Tobimaru, Aoko paused in contemplation before she answered. Giving it a moment without immediately blurting out a response meant that not even he could complain. Huh. I guess that makes sense.
何しろ、綺麗さっぱり感情論だ。お互い理由もなく好きと嫌いじゃ手を貸す隙間もねえわけだし。
As much as emotional arguments can make sense, there's nothing I can do if neither of you understand why you feel the way you do. Thinking that would be the end of it, Tomimaru looked up toward the ceiling and silently apologized to Sojiro. However, his final sentence appeared to have piqued Aoko's interest.
待って。今の、どういう意味？
Wait, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Hashtag, what do you mean by that? Her fox cheer had vanished. Failing to pick up on this, Tobimaru not answered nonchalantly. He's such a nonchalant redhead, bro.
いや、あいつもさ、青崎に惚れた理由がわからないなんて言いやがってよ。ああ、違ったか。理由なんてないなんて意味だったかな。
Oh, nothing. It's just that Sojiro also said he wasn't exactly sure why he liked you. Or more like, there was no particular reason for how he felt, I think. Tomimaru was still in disbelief that Sojiro had been charmed by Aoko's appearance, so he purposely left that part out.
理由はないですって。
Oh, she's pissed. He said he likes me? For no reason?
ああ、なんで。俺がいくらお前の噂話をしても無駄だった。天津さえなんて言ってたかな。あ、そうそう。理由はどうあれ、青崎の心配は本物なんだとか、自分はそれで助かってるとか、俺なんかには言えないセリフだったのは確かだね。どうにも。
Yeah, I mean, I even told him about all the rumors around you, and it had no effect on him whatsoever. What did he say again? Oh, right. He was going on about how genuine your concern for him was, and how it really helped him. It's almost too mushy for me to repeat out loud.
はっきりしてんのは他の野郎どもと違って噂を聞いても手を引く素振りなんざみじんもなかったってことだけ。
All I can say is that, unlike the other boys, the rumors didn't faze him in the least. I should have a yawn counter. That's actually a good idea. I should have a yawn counter. Like, that'll be kind of baller, kind of gamer. Bum bum bum. Bum bum bum. Would you guys like to see me play Skylanders? I just thought about that. That could be a fire stream. That could be a fire stream. Skylanders. I want to see Trap Team Portal. Do I even have enough crystals? Maybe I should go through all the Skylanders games. That's a good idea. I should go through all the Skylanders games. People are always selling their Skylanders in the games. Hold on. That is in Japanese. I can't read that. Skylanders game. Let me look at the games first. For PS3 and PS4. Yeah, let's look PS4 because I know I can 100% stream on my PS4. Superchargers? Oh, that's kind of gamer. Wait, that's actually kind of gamer. Oh shit, that's actually so cool. I'm adding that to my likes. We're so gonna grab that and do that as a stream. Is that just the game itself? $289 for PS4 Skylanders Trap Team. Are we serious? It's not that. Is that $120 just for the disc of Swap Force? Can I buy it on PlayStation itself? Like, do I need... Hold on. PlayStation Store. Skylanders. No, I have to have the physical game. Dear Lord, yeah. Alright, I'm gonna have to do some looking around. I have Skylanders Imaginators. But I kind of want to get the other games now. Like, I want to see if I can get all of them. I'm gonna have so much dust. Alright. Back to... I'll play them all for streams. That'll be fun. I think I should do that. Tomorrow finally noticed a shift in Aoko's demeanor. She was scowling at the wall. She glared at it in silence like it was her worst enemy. This continued for several minutes.
何それ。さっきといい、それといい、どこかで聞いたようなことばっか
Oh,
り。
she's fucking pissed. The hell is that? Why can't I shake the feeling that I've heard all this before somewhere? Is that ear? Ire. So great was her ire that the gnashing of her teeth was audible. The irritation seethed until it reached the point that Aoko forgot Tobimaru was even in the room. Tobimaru looked heavenward for forgiveness, sensing that he brought further calamity down upon Sojiro's head.
少しわかったわ。なんであいつが気に食わないのか。
Kind of get it now. I think I know why I don't like him. Tobimaru looked away as if it was to indicate that he'd rather not know, but Aoko ignored him and began to grumble venomously.
あいつ、私が嫌いなやつと言動が似てるのよ。
The way he acts and talks reminds me of someone I despise.
誰彼構わずいい人扱いされるところとか、妙にふわふわしてるところとか、いちいち私の勘に触るところとか。
Like how everyone thinks he's an angel, and how nothing seems to bother him. Maybe it's how good he is at getting on my nerves. Glancing idly up at the clock, Tobimaru thought the last part just sounded like misplaced anger. And that was that. 1 o'clock had come and gone.
わかった。もういい。この話をした俺が悪かった。
Fine, I get it. Sorry I said anything.
で、俺に用ってのはなんだよ。言っとくけど、もう授業始まってるぜ。
But did you need me for did you need me for anything? Class has already started, you know. Bum bum bum.
授業ってなんで？
Huh?
いつ？
What do you mean by class? When did it...
いや、さっき総の字が出てってから、青崎がギラーンって壁に睨んでた時にチャイムが鳴ったんだよ。いいのか、生徒会長。5次元目ばっくれて。
The bell rang right after Sonoji left, around the time you were busy being pissed off at the wall. Tell me, Miss President, are you allowed to miss 5th period?
いいわけないでしょ。なんで黙ってんのよ、あんたは。
Oh shit. Of course I'm not. Why didn't you say anything? Say something. She looked like she was on the verge of tears as she shouted and pulled at his necktie. Tobimaru raised his hands in mock surrender, a gesture reserved only for the true victor.
蚊の方がエレガントなんて言いやがった仕返しだ。思い知るがいい。男の純情を踏みにじったり焼き殺したりするエリート悪魔め。
Consider this revenge for saying I was worse than a mosquito. Hopefully you've learned your lesson, O hellish demon who feasts upon the hearts of men.
相変わらず細かく根に持つ男。言動には言動で返しなさいよね、卑怯者。
You're so petty, you know that? You're supposed to repay insults with insults, you coward. Alright, ads are starting soon, so I'm gonna pause real quick. Because this is, you know, a story game. Like an actual book. I don't really want people to miss this. So we are actually gonna do a pause for ads. If you are not subscribed to the channel on Twitch, consider subscribing to remove ads. Because I only do this for cutscenes, and this game is all cutscenes, so... when it's like normal games, I don't stop. I don't stop for ads, so you gotta... You don't want ads. You know what to do. In the meantime, though, I will be looking around for Skylanders, because now I'm curious. Bum bum bum. Bum bum bum. Bum bum bum. Bum 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 bum. $80? Oh, hold on. This is a $40 one. That's actually not bad. I am from Israel. This is my favorite VN. Okay, bro. Alright, bro. D. D. Ad break is finishing. Wow, look at that. Welcome back from ads, people. $100 for no game and no disc. Are we fucking dead ass? I mean, luckily this has everything else that I need. I already found something, but Jesus. Anyways. Back to it. She tightened his necktie around his neck with a yank. The vice president smiled a thuggish grin, as if her reaction made his victory that much sweeter.
お前の古典が破滅に向かっているのは周知の事実。そして A 組の5次元目は言うまでもない。藤代のばあさん。青崎のこと嫌ってるしな。
It's no secret you're heading to remedial classics. And I don't have to tell you who teaches Class A during 5th period. Old Bet Fujishiro is gonna have your head. Fujishiro had one of the longest tenures in the school, so it was only natural she would be in charge of teaching the classics.
さあ、こんなところで俺のネクタイを引っ張る余裕があるのなら、急いで自分の教室に立ち返るがいい。
This is where you stop yanking on my tie and haul ass to your classroom.
情けだ。別に止めはしねえよ。
I won't even try to stop you. Am I not merciful? Oh!
くそ、あんたなんかにはめられるなんて。このまま死んでしまえ。
Damn it! Damn it all! I can't believe you of all people pulled one over on me. Just die already! She choked him even harder on his necktie. Or with the necktie. As Aoko put words into action and mercilessly strangled Tobimaru, he saw his life flash before his eyes.
いや、待て待て。本当に死んじまうだろうが。今ならまだ間に合う。10分過ぎたら遅刻から欠席扱いだぞ。
Wait, stop, I'm gonna die. Is it too late? Do you want them to mark you absent? Aoko glanced up at the clock. It was still only 1:07. Her route was from the student council room on the second floor to the Class A classroom on the 3rd floor. If she ran, she could make it.
命拾ったわね、飛び丸。
I'll let you live, Tobimaru. This time. Aoko clicked her tongue disappointedly. What disturbed Tobimaru was that it didn't sound like an empty threat.
あと放課後、ここにいて。頼みたいことがあるのは本当なんだから。
Be here after school. I actually do have something I need you to do. She was halfway out the room before she even finished her sentence. Finally, all alone, Tobimaru closed the open door, locked it, and slumped into a chair. He's gonna jerk off!
たく。ああしてる分には楽しいやつなんだけどよ。青崎は。
Never a dull moment with Aozaki around, that's for sure. He leaned back into the creaky folding chair and let out a sigh. The weather outside was beautiful. Oh, the weather outside is frightful. But the sunlight waned early in the winter. Before long, daylight would fade, and the unheated school council room would grow colder and colder. All the good equipment, like the heater, had ended up in the main office, so you had no choice but to settle in for a chilly afternoon.
こんな天気が続けばいいんだがね。天気予報じゃ、また雲行き怪しいって話だが。
If only this weather would last. Shame the forecast predicted more clouds. After his somewhat suggestive monologue, Tobimaru's mind drifted. He idly wondered to himself whether Sojiro was an overcast day or a clear day sort of guy. But no answers came. School day over, Sojiro headed straight to his job. I think I said it's supposed to say with the school day over. While the school had approved his jobs at the Chinese restaurant and the fish market in Misaki's shopping district, there was other work he hadn't mentioned to them. And it was not because he knew that they would complain at him working too many, but rather because of the illicit nature of one of the jobs in general. Or in particular. Today, his workplace was a pachinko parlor in front of Yashirugi Station. Sojiro changed out of his school uniform and into a black fox tuxedo uniform, then began cleaning the storefront. Yashirogi was the jewel of Misaki City, a busy place with a vast assortment of commercial centers and shopping arcades. Where there were people en masse, there were products made en masse. A romantic might describe it as a place of joy. A realist would note the free enterprise. And a cynic would point out at all the garbage. Local authorities had attempted to beautify Yashirogi, but there was one basic tenet of society that they could not overcome. This establishment was the embodiment of that rule. Businesses such as this attracted the dregs of society, and as such, the front of the parlor had to be cleaned several times a day. Sojiro stood outside of the winter cold, sweeping used-up cigarette butts and picking up discarded flyers and tossing empty cans into the trash. Something about it must have reminded him of mountain life, because he cheerfully finished the job with ease. After making sure the storefront was acceptably clean, he returned to the inside of the parlor where it was nice and warm. Blinding lights, deafening sounds, and the oppressive odor of tobacco assaulted him as he passed through the parlor on his way to the office.
店長、外回りの掃除終わりました。
Boss, I've finished cleaning outside.
はい、ご苦労様。それでいいかな。2階の40番台のお客さんの様子見てきてくれない？
Good job. I've got something else for you. Could you check on the customer on machine 40 on the second floor for me?
どうも懐に飲んでそうなんだよね。あのお姉さん。
I have a hunch she might be cheating. His boss was a good-natured man who used to work a desk job. The reason he employed someone like Sojiro, even though he was clearly a student, was not because he admired him for working his way through school. It was because all the other employees were scary and intimidating, and he wanted at least one employee who was not.
いいんですか？トイレの掃除まだですけど。
Are you sure? I still haven't cleaned the toilets.
いいのいいの。なんかね、カメラの死角にいるんでいまいち確証取れないの。
It's fine, it's fine. She's in the security camera's blind spot, so we have no way of confirming whether she's up to no good.
そうちゃん、今のところ的中率 100% でしょ。様子見てきてくれないかな。
I want you to go because you've got a sixth sense about these things. Go check on her, will you? Hearing that, Sojiro put away his cleaning equipment and headed upstairs. It was a typically large-scale pachinko parlor with 2 floors. It prided itself on being a local establishment that was satisfied with taking the locals' money little by little without resorting to more exploitative means. But regardless of the parlor's intentions, its customers were not so scrupulous. Among them were casual players, professional gamblers, and cheaters looking to profit by exploiting whatever loopholes they could find. Of particular prevalence was a device developed in the mid-80s that could interrupt a machine's circuitry from the outside and make it much easier to get what was called a 777 jackpot. As much as the parlor wanted to deny these cheaters entry, it was needed to present hard evidence of cheating or risk losing customers. Particularly in the service industry, innocent until proven guilty was not a rule taken lightly. As a result, they could only punish the customers they caught in the act. Such cheaters were known as godoshi, a slice of society which Sojiro knew nothing about. What he did know was that they were inconveniencing his employer and violating their rules. He went upstairs. The radio and game machine sounds on the second floor were quieter than the cacophony downstairs. There were 100 game machines on the ground floor and over 80 on the second. While there were some empty seats here and there, it was a solid evening turnout. The machine mentioned by his boss was in the center aisle. Sojiro nonchalantly leaned back against the wall and watched the customer hit the jackpot over and over again. Who is that? I'm back. Hi, Heliopolis Glazer. The second he saw her, his gut told him that she was not cheating. He still was not sure what made someone a master swindler. But if it meant they were special, this woman clearly does fit that description. Hey, yo, nah, this is 18 plus. Yeah. Actually. Let's, I don't know. Oh, it does not have a... Oh, it doesn't actually have one. I thought it did. Oh, I think you... I think I know what you mean. Not necessarily... Okay, it's 18 plus in the sense of it's a mature game, not 18 plus as in there will be boobies on the screen. If that were to happen, I would get my stream absolutely nuked by the site. Not this specific one, but there are other visual novels by this company that are. Well, it's good enough. Fair enough. Hell, I'd help her cheat. Okay. Guys, calm down. It's almost as if he could feel the luck emanating from her. I'm sorry. No, you're good. Gonna put a leash on my chat. It's like, yo, back up, back boy. Calm down. As the customers looked on, she silently turned the handle again and again. She appeared older than Sojiro. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, what? Wind is loud today. Whew. She wore a green, form-fitting one-piece dress. One piece! A pair of stockings covered her legs. Her slender legs were gracefully crossed, and her elegance suited a painting better than a casino. Okay, the way that they're describing her is making her sound way, like... I need to see who this is. Her dark reddish hair was cut short in a bob, perfectly framing her stylish spectacles and crimson lips. Truth be told, something was off about this picturesque beauty, ringing the jackpot over and over again. 4 boxes worth of pachinko balls sat at her feet, and her winning streak showed no sign of abating. She looked bored as her slender porcelain fingers lifted a long cigarette to her lips. Not gonna lie? What are you not gonna lie? Yeah, you're not gonna lie? What are you gonna say next? What's the next thing that's gonna come out of your mouth, huh? I'm ready. Those words are legit something close to what 18 plus games say. Okay. Let me do a little bit of like lore for you guys. All right? This is Witch on the Holy Night and is developed by Type Moon. Type Moon in the early days of their development, right? In the early days of their company, made 18 plus visual novels. This is their first visual novel. This was their first original visual novel that wasn't 18 plus. Because re-releases of their earlier ones have taken away the 18 plus. So, Type Moon has made Fate, and they've made Tsukihime, both of which are 18 plus visual novels in their original form. However, their re-releases are not. The remastered version and re-released ports of Fate have taken away all the H scenes. And same thing with the Tsukihime remake, it does not have it. So this one does not have it, because this was not developed with any of them in mind. But other ones made by Type Moon do. So if you want that... No, how could they make my Saber 18 plus? I hate to tell you this, but Saber... Do not look into mana transfer. I'll just tell you that now. Don't look into Fate mana transfer. That seems to be a lot of lost... Yo, what is your Twitch? Because I want to go there. It's in the description of the YouTube. Of the YouTube stream. I mean, it's the same stream, so you're not really gaining or losing anything by going to either one. My name's gonna be sus on Twitch, so yeah. Oh boy. Oh, excuse me. Pros, channel points, cons, ads. True. The pros is that you have channel points and you can do whatever you want. Well, not do whatever when you want, but like, you can. There's funny things you can do. The con is oh, hydrate. Okay. You're lucky I have water next to me. Cons, you get ad break, and Twitch and YouTube doesn't. Feels like I've seen her somewhere. Just as that thought crossed his mind, her gaze turned. Oh! Huh? Wait, what the fuck? Just as that thought crossed his mind, her gaze turned towards the wall, and Sojiro. Suddenly, a chill ran down his spine. He reflexively covered his mouth to keep it from shrieking. It's her, the woman from yesterday. Acting on pure instinct, Sojiro took off running. He headed straight downstairs, desperate to not be on the same floor as her. He would have run straight out the door, but for his obligations to his job. Boss, I'm leaving early, and the person upstairs is fine. He tried to keep his composure as he spoke, jamming his school uniform into a paper bag as he ran out the parlor. What the hell? Cloudy weather brought a shadow of night over Yashirogi as he ran through the shopping arcade towards the station. He shot up along the long staircase like an arrow, quickly pulled his train pass from his wallet, passed through the ticket gate. The ticket gate was crowded with people standing around, walking and talking. The station attendant by the automatic ticket machine had an unpleasant look on his face. There was now a familiar, comforting hustle and bustle around him. Thank you for following. I'm gonna bust. Okay. Okay. Alright. Alright, bro. Alright. I see. I get what you mean. Just another day in the city. Nothing like what he witnessed the night before. Phew. By the way, I'm Heliopolis. Yes. Yeah, I figured. I can put two and two together. He could finally breathe again. The momentary rush of relief brought him to an abrupt stop. He nervously turned around. There was no way that dangerous individual could be behind him. Wait, why would I even... Couldn't think of a good reason for why he fled so desperately. As far as he can remember, he hadn't even seen the threat's face long enough to form an opinion on about her. Sojiro gave himself a good slap on the cheek to pull himself together, and quickly made his way down to the platform. Unfortunately, the next train was 10 minutes away, and panicking would do him no favors, so he quietly found an empty seat and sat down. What's up? Yeah, what's up, Tunify? He took another deep breath. He was surrounded by people waiting for the train just as he was. This is Witch on the Holy Night, so it's a visual novel. And no sign of anyone pursuing him. His head finally cleared up, and he assured himself that he was overthinking things. Though he was surprised at how heavy his shoulders felt.
疲れてるのは分かってる。自分の体のことだし。
I'm just tired, I'm sure of it. I know my body best after all. Sojiro sighed at his greater than expected fatigue. He had certainly struggled since coming down from the mountains, but in retrospect it could have been worse. Physically, he was probably holding up fine. He was much less confident in his mental state. The city and the mountains could not have been more different. He had been slow to recognize the differences and adapt. Acclimation was simple enough. Humans were nothing if not adaptable. Even without any effort, one could learn to adjust over time. Recognizing the challenges had been the hard part.
そりゃあ、とにかく難しいことだらけだし。
Actually, it's all been difficult. Sojiro grumbled in a complaint he had never uttered before. To be honest, he was still afraid to wander around town. There were so many things city people took for granted that Sojiro had yet to grasp. It was little wonder that this never-ending chain of surprises would wear on him.
そっか。疲れてるのは体じゃないのか。
Oh, it isn't my body that's tired.
だから、あんな幻を見る。
That would explain the hallucination. He muttered to himself, then shook his head. That which exists, exists. Such was the way of all things. Tobimaro had called it a hallucination, but Sojiro knew what he saw was real. The city was a magical kingdom compared to the mountains. If there were real magicians secretly living here, there should have been no surprise at all. That should have been no surprise at all. The thought alone made his legs tremble. It took him a moment longer to realize that they were quivering out of fear. He had feared the unnatural ever since he encountered a wild bear on the mountain path as a child. Is this like fantasy or horror? More like... I don't know. It's not really a horror game, per se. Not really at all. It's kind of more fantasy, like a modern fantasy kind of thing. It's like if magic existed in like modern times. But we also haven't gotten to the magic part. Yeah. He had feared the unnatural ever since he had encountered... Oh, I read that already.
いや、あれはこんなもんじゃなかったっけ。
But this is nothing like that.
なりふり構わず泣き叫んだもんな、あの時は。
I cried and screamed my head off back then. Sojiro smiled a little as he recalled his traumatic childhood memory. Anyone would have fainted at the sudden appearance of a growling beast that towered over 6 feet tall. The monster in the movie that Sojiro saw not 2 days ago was the equivalent of a cuddly stuffed animal when compared to the wild mountain creatures. He was reminded that he'd faced far worse before, and his ordeal now was something he could endure.
そうだよな。今の問題は、ちらっと聞こえた最後のセリフか。捕まえて始末するっていうのはどうなんだ。
That's right. The problem now is that what I heard someone say at the end. What's catch and eliminate supposed to mean? At face value, the meaning was obvious. But the implications were simply too frightening to contemplate seriously. Perhaps he had misheard the words, or perhaps the speaker had misspoke.
都会のルール。誰かがきっと罰しに来るか。
The law of the city means someone will deal out punishment eventually. Even as he said it, the idea didn't feel quite real. It was hard to imagine that it applied to him. Sojiro breathed in and closed his eyes. His vision dimmed, putting an illuminated cityscape out of sight and out of mind. For now, he resolved to put last night's events behind him. When he opened his eyes, his breathing had calmed.
それでさ、
I wonder.
青崎を殴りつけようとして、結局どうなったんだ、飛び丸。
What happened to Tobimaru when he tried to hit Aozaki? You're back on YouTube. Hello, Heliopolis. Drinking a wee bit of water. Oh, excuse me. How much longer is this chapter, I wonder? I was rushing so long, watching me until you can't breathe no way. I think I'm close to finishing chapter. I gotta go, 'cause I don't have much free time, sadly. Oh, it's okay, Heliopolis. I'm sure you'll catch the next stream. It's okay. I go live a lot, so I'm sure I'll see you again. I won't be live for too much longer, so you won't miss much. Oh my god, I just realized if I do that, you can see my whole desktop. Oh no. Scary. I don't have anything incriminating, it's fine. The question suddenly popped into Sojiro's head. He decided he would ask next time and stood up from his chair. A long streak of light blazed by, announcing the arrival of the next train. Ah! And there it is. Let's save. Alright, and that was chapter 2. I think this is a perfect place to stop. Then we start next stream on a entirely new chapter. Not gonna lie, you should. You should what? What should I? Have incriminating stuff on your PC? Okay, bro. Okay, buddy. You're funny. What was chapter 1 even about? It was just, what is it? Introducing all the characters, introducing, the setting of Misaki, introducing Aoko and the mansion. There's a lot of, like, setup and, yeah, there's a lot of exposition. The story really kicked off, like, towards the end of chapter 1, beginning of chapter 2. If you're super curious, I have VODs on the channel. You can go back and watch them. So. But that's up to you. I did not make a schedule like I said I was supposed to today. I forgot to, so I will make the schedule when I'm finished with this. When I'm done here, I'll make a schedule and it'll be posted. Not only on Twitter, it'll be posted on the on my Twitter, on my posts tab on YouTube, the community tab, and on my Discord. And that'll be my schedule for this week. I have a few things I want to do this week, but this week is a bit of a busy one, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to stream too much, but I will try to get a few streams in. Yeah, I'll have to see what I want to do and what's the plan. What's the word? But either way, can't wait. Can't wait to see you guys around. Super chill stream. Is there anybody that we... actually, no. I don't think there's anybody really live right now, so I don't think I will just... See ya, Spork Chop. Spork Chop. See you, chicken. Yeah, so I think I'm just gonna go ahead and skedaddle. I will see everybody probably tomorrow to see if we can actually finish Resident Evil 9. So I might bite the bullet and actually try to finish the game tomorrow. But I'll see everybody throughout the week, so don't worry. You won't be missing me for too long. So, I am going to get out of here. I'm gonna go skedaddle, go chillax. I have a few things I have to do before I go to bed anyways, so... I'm gonna get out of here. Bye-bye! Bye-bye. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. Everyone, thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.